Mm. 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 What do we have here? This is a figgy pudding donut. I've never even seen one before. I have no idea what this is going to taste like. And on top is this very delicately placed, and I mean delicately, it is just floating on the top in this powdered sugar. Now, what that is a slice of aubergine fig, and it's on top a bed of confectioner's sugar with dried powdered fig. So it has a beautiful purple violet theme going on. I'm going to hold it here so I can rotate it toward the camera and show you guys. Now I'm going to do better. I'm going to gently lift this off so you can see what I'm saying. It's beautiful. Now, this will get reattached to the top once I'm done because I was told there's a process with this. We're going to follow that process. But in the meantime, let's take a look. One, we have a very thick, heavy donut. And right here, you'll see a hole. That is our fill portal. That is where they inject the figgy pudding. And we have a gorgeous fry ring right here. I'm handling this very delicately. It's fresh, and the sugar, as you can see, is just falling everywhere. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, so the fry ring, I'm going to hold it a little off center. We don't lose too much. So we can see the fry ring here. It's almost folded in on itself. But the real beauty of this is what's on the bottom. It's not as beautiful as it is anticipatorily gleeful. That was a mouthful. I barely got it out, but let's take a look. Do you see that? This is the filling. The figgy pudding that's in here is so much, it's pushing back when you touch it. There's a lot of it in here. And the dark patches that you see here are some of that very same figgy pudding. So I'm going to well, no, not yet. We'll get with the fig in just a moment. Let's take a look at our fry ring. What we have is a traditional fry ring, nothing terribly interesting here. It's blonde, it's soft, sort of easy. The donut has good heft. This feels like you got something. If this was the last one in the box and you took this, you'd still be very happy. You didn't get left out. The sugar is beautiful. I want to show you guys this purple again. This is just so nice. Now, on this side of the donut, I will highlight it here. Right here, we have the fill portal. That is where the injector has filled this with delicious figgy pudding. Or so I'm told it's delicious. It smells delicious. It smells really delicious, but it's got a muted sense of smell. It's not strong like cinnamon. Cinnamon hits you from across the room, pulls you in. This is much more delicate. It's almost akin to cashmere. It's soft, it's comfortable, it's warm, it's an intimate experience. It's not loud, brash. It doesn't need to be. Supremely confident. It's just what it is right here. So, I am told that during the eating, we need to eat this piece of fig, which I'm striving to replace nicely. There we go. We need to take this piece of fig first, and this is to open our palate and make us ready for the rest of the figgy pudding inside. That's a new novel approach. I'm not used to that. I'm much more accustomed to, not with this. There's a process here. And that tells me somebody's done a lot of work on the back end. Somebody's really thinking this through, how to make it work, how it's going to be presented, and more, how it's going to taste. So let's see how we can make this part of our, and hopefully your, holiday tradition. Mmm. Mm, mm. 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 Wow. What was I expecting? I'll tell you, my total experience with figs. I love fresh figs. You can't often get them. Depends on where you're shopping. But years and years and years ago, I had an interesting job. Bluntly, it was a security job, overnight shift, and it was tough, long hours. I only had the security booth with one other guy. He was an old timer, and that feller says to me, "You want something? You want to try something?" And he hands me this cookie. Turns out it was a fig Newton, and holy shnikes! Up until that point, I'd never had one. Couldn't even ID them. This thing was so interesting and, quite frankly, delicious. Really liked it. Fast forward a bunch of years, and we arrive here. I've had some fresh figs, usually around the holiday season, but this is a figgy pudding donut, and it's so fascinating. So, oh, we're gonna open this up. It's so laden. It's just waiting to open itself. Look at the fig pudding in there. As I understand, the figs are macerated and then blended with a gentle chantilly cream, but not too much, just enough to give it some flow. And what we end up with is this exquisitely beautiful fig bit of joy. This is fascinating and delightful. Take a look. Oh, I don't want to even hold it upside down. I want to do it justice the right way. So first of all, beautiful. This is confectioner sugar with, as I now know, dried powdered fig. What a treat! Just in itself, it's fascinating. But this, take a look. Ooh, look at that fig in there. It's soft. I'm telling you, this fig is every bit a gentleman. This is just nice. It's not threatening. It's not overpowering. You know, during the holidays, we often go to a lot of family and friends' homes, office Christmas parties, all the fun stuff. And one of the things that grabs you, as soon as you walk in the building, the smell of coffee. You can smell it blocks away. You're led to it. Can't wait to get it. Cinnamon. Woo! From across the room. Grabs hold of your nostrils. You beeline into it. The fig? This fig is just delicate. It's reserved. It's confident with who it is. And it's not trying to be something else. It doesn't want to be. It doesn't have to be. It's a fig. It's old school. It knows. It's confident. And here, it plays wonderfully with a gentle chantilly cream. And it is, the aromatics are so intense on the palate, it's very hard to put into words. But I do want to bring you in here and take a look. So here we have the beautiful striations. The dark is the fig itself, and the more creamier parts would be the chantilly cream. And what we have here, I'm going to see if I can get this to do it. Okay. Oh, that's such a soft, gentle tear. Oh. So here is a nice example. I think I could, we'll go with this one. So you see this? The side wall of the donut, nice, dry, it's firm. The inside is gentle and soft, but not too soft. And what's left is this beautiful chantilly cream blended with a lot of fig. What an absolute delight. It's just simplicity at one of its finest settings. This donut, my opinion, doesn't belong in a box, crowded, waiting to get out like a plane docking at a gate. No, no, no. This donut is far more at home with a nice plate, a cup of hot Earl Grey tea, a good book. For me, that would be Edgar Allan Poe, and a fireplace off in the distance, not too warm, a big, beautiful leather chair. This donut has that feeling. It's got that vibe. It's got that confident, I don't need to prove anything to you. I'm just happy being me. And if you'd like to sit with me, I'm happy to share what I know. That's this donut. It has every nuance of fig. There's more flavor in this than I think a plain raw fig or a dried fig, especially a dried fig. That's almost a different fruit. But this is absolutely wonderful. And it really takes me back to when I think I was barely 16. And I had that security job. It was an old foundry. Oh, it was noisy and it was cumbersome and tumultuous, and there was always trucks coming and going. But in that melee, that maelstrom, I found a certain amount of joy coming back to the card shack and just seeing if Phil had just a few more Fig Newtons that I could borrow. I say borrow in that very gentle finger quotes way. And you know what? He was a pretty neat guy. He was an old timer then, but he was a good sport. I told him how much I liked him. 2 days later, when he came back for a shift, he bought me a whole box. I held that box for years, the empty box. Of course, the figs were gone, without saying. But I held on to the box for years. My point is this donut is all that good about the holidays, about life. It's not an in your face. It's not a strong, come on, I gotcha. It's a, I want to sit next to you at the bus stop and talk about the beautiful fall day. It's that kind of vibe. It's nice. It's comfortable. It keeps to itself, but it'll engage in conversation. And that, conversation with a donut, conversation about donuts, only ends in one place. Does it donut? Absolutely. It does with cheer. It does with grace. It does, forgive me, it does so nicely. It's somebody holding your hand. Really great stuff. So, like, share, subscribe. And please, pull the recipe, make this yourself, and come back and share with us. Share with us what your family did. Share with us how it worked for you. Were they a success? Were they something other? Doesn't matter. In this world, there's not too much wrong with anything called a donut. Just wonderful. Always makes me smile. So, please, all of you, go out and have a wonderful, merry Festivus. And while you're out there with your friends, your family, your loved ones, you're out there shopping, getting those fun gifts and those neat things, do yourself a favor. Get a cup of coffee, or in my case, a fine, fine cup of Earl Grey, and have a donut. Happy holidays.